Program BA Subject Sociology, Paper Rural Society and Reconstruction, Semester 5th, Session 10, University of Mysore. Unit 1, Rural and Agrarian Social Structure, Subtitle, Commercializations of Agriculture, Krushi Vanijji Karana. Commercializations of agriculture, introduction. Till the end of the first half of the 19th century, the Indian village was essentially self-sufficient. It had hardly any contact with the world outside except for the occasional visits of the grain or cloth merchant who carried the surplus of one village to make good the deficiency of another. In such a village, production was dictated by its self-sufficient character. The village grew its own food, made its own implements, and produced small quantities of cotton and oil seeds, all for its own requirements. There were, however, two crops which could not be grown all over the country. These were cotton and sugarcane. Even in this, trade was severely limited it in extent and restricted to a small area. Commercializations of agriculture causes. The most significant event was the revolution in the means of transport. The railways were rapidly extended, the route mileage increasing from 432 in 1859 to 1990 in 1881 and 25,363 in 1901. The opening of the Suez Channel in 1869 was another event of worldwide importance. The opening of the channel cut the sea route between India and England by over 3,000 miles. Another factor was the revolution and depression in the British shipping industry. The revolution was caused when, from 1869 onwards, the new and more efficient steamships began to replace the old slow moving sailing vessels, especially on long distance routes. However, it was the American Civil War which clearly and dramatically revolved a break in the economic isolation of India and brought about the commercializations of agriculture. The war transferred the British demand for cotton from America to India, as a result of which exports of cotton at once jumped from 5 lakh bales in 1859 to 12.6 lakh bales in 1865. Commercialization of agriculture process. The process of commercialization was further helped by the availability of new irrigation facilities, which made it necessary for the cultivator to grow the more paying but specialized crops like sugarcane if he was to be able to pay the water rate. The cultivation of usual crops was no longer profitable and the farmer had to grow a high priced crop intended for the outside market. Indian or foreign, the overall effect was the same whether the farmer grew wheat in the Punjab or sugarcane in the Deccan, for it had to be sold in the market rather than consumed at home. These industries were mostly in the hands of Europeans. Even servants of the company were allowed to trade in them. By the middle of the 19th century, Britain itself had passed through the Industrial Revolution. British industries then were the most developed in the world. British manufacturers, therefore, clamored for raw materials and this got. The met by providing every facility and incentive for their production and export from India. Commercialization of agriculture affects the commercial revolution had a far-reaching impact on the socio-economic structure of the Indian rural society. It brought a severe break with the past, for it remained no longer necessary for a village or even a whole region to be self-sufficient in food, grains and other necessaries of life. The commercializations also brought about an enormous increase in foreign demand for Indians' agriculture produce, which in 1859 and 16, the total value of India's exports amounted to 29 crores. It rose to rupees 69 crores in 1879 and 80 and rupees 166 crores in 1906 and 7. The village weavers and traditional crafts, no longer sheltered by the backwardness and isolation of the village community. The union of agriculture and ag industry, which had so far been the basis of village life, was dissipated. The pressure of populations would have served as a catalytic agent in the agricultural progress of the country. However, agricultural production was held down by what Daniel Thorner calls a built-in depressor. The new land system, which the British had erected in the country between 1793 and 1850. Thus, the commercialization of agriculture, notwithstanding the gains it conferred on producers of special crops in certain areas, brought about deterioration in the overall food situation in the country by increasing exports of wheat and rice, reducing food stocks in the country. The commercial revolution strengthened the trends which the new land systems had set in